Hey, happy spring everybody. It's P and May the 4th be with you. That's right, today is May 4th and a lot of mushroom hunters are out there right about now looking for those tasty little morels. Like Missy and I were yesterday. Unfortunately, it's still a little too cool in our neck of the woods, so there were no morels for us. But I did stumble across a mushroom that I had no idea even existed until I found it last winter while I was out deer hunting. Yes, people, mushrooms do grow in the wintertime. There may not be the choice edibles, but there are still some good ones here like this one. This is a Scarlet Elf Cup, also known as a Scarlet Fairy Bath. We're going to talk a little bit more about these little tasty morsels and where to find them. And I'm actually going to cook them up here in our kitchen here so you can get an idea of how we use them kind of in a culinary setting. The Scarlet Elf Cup can be found in damp areas near streams, in areas with a lot of downed trees and branches. They grow on decaying wood very close to the forest floor, so you'll have to look under all the underbrush a bit, but they're not hard to find thanks to their deep scarlet color, which contrasts against their surroundings. And if you find one, just keep looking, because the odds are you're in a good spot to find a lot more. These are fairly safe mushrooms to harvest because they're easy to identify, not just because of their color, but also their unique shape. The young shoots form a goblet shape, hence the name an elf cup. These cups tend to widen and shallow out as they mature, forming a shape akin to a bathtub, hence the name of fairy bath. They're also a lot of fun to handle too because they literally smoke when you pick them up. Foragers who harvest the Scarlet Elf Cup note a popping sound followed by a cloud or puff of smoke, and this is just the mushroom releasing its spores back into the forest. These mushrooms are very thin-fleshed and have a mild earthy flavor. They have a very unique texture which is kind of hard to describe. The initial bite is like using your teeth to pop a water balloon, but as you chew on it, there's a tenderness to it that reminds me of chewing a very thin tenderloin. And they're a wonderful addition to a meal if you just want to add a splash of color or to add a little bit of a different texture. Our dish today is going to be a venison stir fry. We shot this deer and harvested it at the same place that we actually harvested these mushrooms. Some of the ingredients, besides the broccoli that you may not know, are these wild ingredients here. This is called Spring Beauty. It is one of the early blooms that come up in spring. They are absolutely tasty. I 100% love them. And to kind of give our dish a little bit more flavor, we collected some leaves from ramps or wild onions, and that's going to be part of the main course. And for the appetizer, we'll have a salad made from Virginia water leaf. So it should be a very tasty meal. All right, stay tuned as we go ahead and prepare our meal. Because they grow so close to the forest floor, you really want to make sure that you take the time to clean off any dirt, leaves, moss, and debris from your mushrooms. For really dirty areas, there's also a thin membrane that you can just peel away with your fingernails if needed. Next, we wash our greens. This is Spring Beauty, one of the first wild edibles to pop up in spring. We use them much in the same way we would bean sprouts. They're very similar in size and very similar in texture. Now we mince our ramp leaves and set them aside for later. Now it's time to start cooking. First, I cook my mushrooms and set them aside for later. because they're so thin, this isn't a long process.
Got it?
Next comes the venison. As with any wild game, you want to make sure that you thoroughly cook this. Once it's good and done, I reset my wok and prepare to crisp my broccoli. Once the broccoli is good and crisp, I add the spring beauties. One thing I would have done differently here, I would have cut these up a little bit to prevent them from clumping together. Next, we add our teriyaki sauce, followed by our mushrooms and venison. Simply cook down until you reach your desired thickness, and once done, serve over rice and garnish with sesame seeds.
After all that hard work, it's time to eat. Let's dig into the salad. I got a little bit of balsamic vinaigrette here, something acidic to go with the salad. Give that a shot. Perfect. Really good. Time to dig into the main course. That is really good. Really good. Anyways, I'm gonna keep diving into this. If you guys decide to give this recipe a shot, comment down below. Let me know how you like it. Until then, stay safe out there. We'll see you soon.
Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please do me a huge favor and smash that thumbs up button. And what would really mean the world to me is if you supported this channel by subscribing. We'll see you on the next adventure. Aloha.